Pensive face, let me share a story with you. In a small village in Nigeria's Niger Delta, 10-year-old Amara's life changed forever when her father, a local activist, was taken by those who sought to silence him. The oil companies had come, extracting wealth while leaving devastation. Amara's mother, weakened by grief and illness, entrusted Amara with her father's legacy. Amara vowed to fight for justice, despite the danger. As she grew, so did her resolve. She rallied her peers, using music and art to speak truth to power. Years passed, and Amara's voice echoed across the Delta. She faced intimidation, but her determination never wavered. Then, on a sweltering day, Amara stood before international leaders, her speech igniting a global movement for the Delta. As she spoke, she saw her father's face in the crowd, smiling. The room fell silent as she choked back tears. "This is for you, Papa." The hall erupted in applause. But Amara's mother had passed away just hours before, surrounded by the community she'd fought for. Amara's world shattered. She wept for the loss, yet found solace in the crowd's support. The movement succeeded. The companies cleaned up, and the Delta began to heal. Amara, now a leader, stood on the restored land, whispering to her parents' spirits, "I kept my promise, sunrise." How's that? Did it move you? Smiling face with smiling eyes. Second story.
In the year 2005, something happened that would change everything in the Niger Delta. Activist Kensaro Wiwa, known for his fierce opposition to oil exploitation, had been executed a decade earlier. Yet his spirit lingered in the hearts of many. Oil companies flocked to the region, intent on extracting wealth while leaving the local communities in poverty, pollution, and conflict. Rumors spread in the bustling city of Port Harcourt about a clandestine deal between the government and multinational oil corporations. Documents surfaced revealing that billions intended for local development vanished into offshore accounts. Villages reported mysterious deaths, often linked to those opposing oil drilling. Activists vanished without a trace, leaving families to fight for justice alone. As public outrage grew, whispers of corruption reached the ears of international journalists. Reports began to uncover a web of bribery, human rights abuses, and collusion that stretched far beyond the shores.
Last story. Pensive face, here's a story for you. In a small village in rural Nigeria, Aisha's life was marked by hardship. She lost her parents to a brutal conflict over oil-rich land in the Niger Delta. Her grandmother, Fatima, took her in, teaching her the value of resilience and the power of community. As Aisha grew, so did her passion for justice. She saw her friends sick from polluted water, their schools crumbling, and their future uncertain. Inspired by her grandmother's stories of a lush, thriving land, Aisha rallied her peers to demand change. One fateful day, Aisha stood before a crowd of villagers, her voice shaking as she spoke of their struggles and hopes. The crowd swelled, their voices joining hers, echoing through the streets. The government and oil companies took notice. But as progress seemed within reach, Aisha's grandmother Fatima passed away, surrounded by the community she had served. Aisha was devastated, her grief overwhelming. In her grief, Aisha found a new resolve. She continued to fight, fueled by Fatima's love. Years of struggle culminated in a landmark agreement. The oil companies would clean up the pollution and invest in the community. At the signing ceremony, Aisha, now a leader, stood tall. She remembered Fatima's words. "A tree is strong when its roots are deep." Tears streamed down her face as she looked at the green, thriving land, a testament to her grandmother's legacy and the power of community droplet. How's that? Did it move you? Smiling face with smiling eyes.